Hello everyone, I'm going to be presenting my final project for edit7520E, which is going to be an add-on piece to some work that I've done over the past year, some of which some of you have helped to contribute to. So with that, what we essentially established over the past year is that there's a large need for some training that is specific to makers. We've seen an influx of new technologies that have gotten cheaper, more readily available, more advanced, and along with this, the training needs for those tools has really not kept up. What has also increased are we see spaces popping up, essentially maker spaces, even spaces within schools and libraries that have all these tools and equipment, have these great resources to develop projects. But again, there's not a lot of kind of high-level theory-based curriculum that is being developed. So specific to this version of the project, what is already built is essentially the website and one version of what we call a micro lesson. A micro lesson is essentially a highly kind of targeted lesson on a very specific topic. So the one that we built as kind of a beta test last semester was based on the use of a soldering iron. So the goal of this project is to take all the information that we learned from that beta test on the soldering iron e-learning lesson and develop the next one, which would be on a larger tool, which is the bandsaw. So specific to this project, what I'm proposing is the development of a bandsaw e-learning based micro lesson that will be divided into a few areas. Specific to this is looking how that would function inside of our physical space, which is Maven Maker. So over on the right is kind of a design roadmap where the user is identified that they're interested in learning how to use the bandsaw, and then through the actual e-learning course, they will learn the following. They will go through and learn about the actual tool itself, which you can see takes place in Module 1, and then through Module 2, they'll learn the parts and common uses. So for a bandsaw, they'll identify the blade guard, the parts that tighten the blade itself down, where you hook up a vacuum hose, really kind of entry-level information, and then also what kind of materials can be cut and how to actually set up the tool itself to make those cuts. They will finish with a summative evaluation. The goal of this evaluation is to essentially assess their knowledge. Mastery is required. As we know, when it comes to tools, safety has to be completed 100% of the time. Otherwise, 90% of the time could be the difference between 10 fingers and 9 fingers. So here, summative evaluation is going to reinforce that in the sense of if they do not pass the evaluation with a 100, they will be required to repeat the various modules. This is all built inside of Storyline 2, if I did not already say that. So having that capability built in will not be very difficult. Now the extension of that is when they master the evaluation. What they get is a printout of a certificate. That certificate can then be used specifically inside of Maven Makers to serve as a ticket to actually be able to use the tool. So what they will then go through is a face-to-face instruction where they actually see the tool being demonstrated, and then they themselves will demonstrate back the skills under guided instruction by the supervisor. Thank you very much.